Welcome to Enchanted Pixie DIY. Today we are going to be working on these three Dollar Tree Disney crafts. Most of the items are from the Dollar Tree. Our first one is going to be using these 2-pack of Disney folders. We're going to use these three wall decor items, some scissors, a pen, and a glue gun. First up, we're going to take one of the folders and one of the wall decor items, and we're going to find where we want to place it, and then we're going to trace around it. And I do this on the front, that way I could tell if I'm getting it right or not, and then we will just cut that out. Once we have that cut out, we're going to take some hot glue and glue it around the wall decor item, and then we're going to place the cutout image from the folder onto the wall decor item. And yes, you could use Mod Podge or anything like that, but this is so thick that you won't be able to see the lines of the hot glue, so I'm just using hot glue and it works just fine. And then I do that to my other folder with the other two wall decor pieces I have. And this is how they look. But as you see on the Moana one, there's like that hole where you could put it in a binder. So I take some gems. These gems are from Michael's, but the Dollar Tree does carry gems. And I just glue a pearl gem on the middle of the seashell where the hole is to cover that up. And then if you look in the corner, there's kind of the words from the folder, and I just take these Dollar Tree shell stickers and I just find which one fits the best and I put that one there. I hot glue it down. So that one's all nice and done after I glue that down. On the blue one, I didn't have to do anything extra to it because it was in the image was in the middle of the folder, but Moana was on the edge, so I did have to do a little bit of doctoring on it. And if you don't want to do any doctoring, you can always look for images that you don't have to do anything. And then on the Arial one, I just have to cover up those letters at the top, and I use another seashell. You can also use a old calendar and do this with, like the pretty images and stuff with it. But here it is all finished. And this is just a couple of different ways that I styled them, and they do hang up on the wall. Next up, we're going to do this hanging wreath. And what I do is take one of the an old calendar I have a Thomas Kinkade calendar from last year, a circle around from the Dollar Tree, scissors, pen, and the hot glue gun. I do cut off the hanging part, but I do not throw it away because I will be using it later. I just set it aside. I look through the calendar, I find an image that I like, and because the calendars are a little thicker, again, I use hot glue, and you can't tell, but you can most certainly use Mod Podge or anything else that you would like. I rip out the picture that I like, and then I measure it up, make sure it's going to fit on there. It does. I flip it over and I trace the circle onto the back of the calendar. Take some scissors and I just cut around that circle. And here it is all finished. I'm just measuring it up to make sure that it fits perfect, and it does. So then I just take my hot glue and I put it around 3/4 of the way. I stick the cutout calendar on top of it. I press it down, make sure it adheres, and then I lift up the bottom and I hot glue the bottom down. If you see there's the little pinhole from where you can hang the calendar, I just take another gem, and again, you can get gems at the Dollar Tree. I got my box from Michael's, and I just pick a pearl one and I hot glue it to cover that little pinhole up. Now we're going to take the twine that we cut off and we're going to hot glue it to the back. And I'm just checking to make sure I got it at the top. So I place some hot glue down and I put the end of the twine in it. And I want it to hold, so I put a whole bunch of hot glue over the top of the twine, and then I take a piece of scrap of that calendar and I place it over it because no one's going to see the back of it, and that way it helps hold it to the wood even better. And I do that on both sides of the twine to make it into a hanger. And there it is, all finished. The picture is a little blurry, but it came out great. And for our last project, it is this calendar upcycle. It is one of these pet frames from the Dollar Tree. I just rip off the pet part, and then there's some hot glue in the center. I do have to end up using a box cutter to get it off, but it does come off. And it's okay that it ripped it because we're going to change the background anyways. So I go through, I pick another image out of my old calendar. And once I find the image I like, I then find this part because it's not going to take the whole thing that I like. So I measure it up, and the inside is about 5 by 5 exactly. So I use the ruler and I go right above that tear mark and I measure out I go right literally under the 5, and I measure it out and cut it out. I did end up cutting another piece because, as you see here, I didn't realize that the paper could slide up into the crevices of um, inside of this. So I just cut another piece out of the top of that, just so like the edges that will show will just be that same kind of background. As you see, it slides in, and so what I did was just cut it a hair over the 5 inches so that way it could slide in there. And then I just add a little bit of hot glue to I think just the top 2 corners, just to make sure that background don't come out. want of the Aristocats. I put hot glue around 3 sides of the square, and I place it in where I want it. I push it down, and that is it. And here is the final project. It does hang on the wall. And thank you for watching today and creating these 3 projects. Bye!